Go ahead and call the meeting order. Fill out the saying the invocation and the pledge.
Please stand. Heavenly Father, again, we're thankful to be here today, God, to serve you and our citizens of the county. Lord, just give us peace and wisdom, and let us do the right things here today, Lord, and we ask these things in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today. And do we have any changes to the agenda? None?
To approve the agenda. Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Passes 4-0. We do have a citizens to be heard opportunity. If anyone would like to speak on any item, not just the scheduled agenda item, you can do that. Make sure you fill out a speaker card with Miss Patty. Come up and give us your name and address, and so the folks at home can hear you as well. Do we have any citizens at this time? None. And we'll go straight into general business. Item number 1.
Yes, this is a request board approval to conduct a public hearing and adopt an ordinance amending ordinance number 17-04 regarding liquor liability insurance requirements for special events involving the use, possession, consumption, purchase, disposition, dispensation, sale, or offer for sale of alcoholic beverages on county property. We had initially established a $3 million liquor liability threshold during the initial ordinance. Therefore, since then, though, staff has talked to quite a few folks, as well as folks in the insurance industry, and it seems that the $3 million was high, considering insurance standards within the state of Florida. It ranged, from everything that we could tell, ranged from $1 million to $2 million was the norm. More and more towns are going to the $2 million policy, as well as counties. So therefore, that's the reason we're bringing it back. We made a mistake. Should have never set it at $3 million, and we're bringing it back to request to set it at $2 million.
So moved.
3-2.
Have a motion. We got a second. Any citizens? Anyone like to speak on it? No? Discussion?
Should have done a little research before we started, I guess.
Well, we did. The problem is we listened. Sometimes we need to ask further questions.
This was modeled after someone else's ordinance.
Well, it was but also it was a request of our insurance agent, and basically what he said, hey, $1 million's good, $2 million's better, $3 million's great.
Just hard to
you could have stopped at 4. Why stop at 3?
Right.
And we listened to the insurance agent. So.
This is going to pass, by the way. So
Miss Linda Downey?
do is talk us out of it.
Come on down.
Well,
Come on down, Miss Downey. Please give us your name and your address so the folks at home can hear it.
my name is Linda Downey, 56 Seabreeze Drive, Crawfordville 32327. It's really Shell Point. I was here at the March 6th meeting, and it seemed like a public hearing was a time to bring up the item, take public comment, and then vote. But it all happened in one fell swoop. We approved the having of a public hearing and voted on its passage all in one thing. And at that time, I spoke after you had voted on it to say that the $3 million was going to be a very, very difficult challenge for us. We had just begun at that time to start researching the costs, and it seemed like it was going to be very prohibitive. The $2 million is a little easier to deal with. I have the president of the foundation, Wright Finney, is here with me, and he's the one that's actually been dealing with the insurance agents on this. But right now, to increase from the $1 million to the $2 million, we're looking at an additional $1,000. That is, on our average budget, it's about a 9.3% increase in our expense budget. The regatta's been around for a very long time, but we're not a big organization. Our expenses generally run $10,000 to $12,000 a year, so that is a huge adjustment to be made kind of at the last minute. And I do appreciate the county trying to work with us on this. It's just a difficult situation because it's hard to make up, and we're here to raise money for the American Cancer Society. I know Rock the Dock, their proceeds goes back into the county. So it's just...
Will you receive any revenue increase from this? allowing alcohol to be served?
No, we don't advertise it. Believe me, we don't advertise. We don't even say that we have a band on the beach on Saturday night. It's pretty much common knowledge. But for many, many years, we've been at Shell Point long before it was a public park. It's our 44th year down there. And we have the beer truck is set up on private property. When the enforcement of alcohol started to become a little more stringent, we set up a beer garden and have signage everywhere encouraging people not to leave the private property with their alcohol. Every now and then, we just had a meeting last night, and somebody said, "Oh, well, we had some people with their clear plastic Bud Light cups over at the food tent trying to get a burger." The officers came up and said, "Sorry, I can't do that, need to dump it." I mean, it was fine. Everybody's fine about it. They forget. I don't know how it's going to affect things. My concern is almost with enforcement of the people that are not registered participants. We have about 200 people registered each year. Rock the Dock has, I heard on the news last night, over 700 anglers. So it's a little bit different size event. There's a lot of people in the Shell Point community that come out that are not actually part of the registered event. So I think even, enforcing the ordinance as it was makes it difficult on law enforcement. So we want to work with you. We want to make it as easy for everybody as possible, but it's going to be a big hit in our budget this year, and hopefully there'll be time to do some more research for better policy in the future. Mr. Finney had some questions. It's his first time. Okay. He's saying there's a need to apply for a permit. I'm on Wright's time. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
We
don't have a big crowd to accommodate.
Yeah. Need to apply for a permit 30 days in advance. Our, like Rock the Dock is only 3 days away. We start on Friday.
Mhm.
I don't know where we go from here. Wright's been working
Well,
closely with Dolly on
you
this.
can go ahead and get the policy and go and have the policy written. And naturally, during this situation, we'll work with you guys. That was for, in the future, it'd be nice to have it 30 days. That way it gives us time to do what we need to do. But
Yeah.
we can, since there's only just you guys now, in fact, Rock the Dock, they went ahead and purchased a $3 million policy. They went
Yeah,
ahead,
$2
they went
million
ahead
on.
and went ahead a $2 million and a $1 million.
Yeah.
So they
Well, we
went
already
ahead and
have
did that.
our standard permit,
Right.
the $250 permit that we do. That's been in
Right.
for a while.
So they've already done that, so they're ready to go, but you guys still have time if you can get your insurance company to write it. That's all all they need to do is write it, and according to Rock the Dock folks, they didn't want to wait. They said they could have gotten it written, but they didn't want to wait. They wanted to check that off the box and be done with it, so.
Yeah, a lot of this
Those
is
folks.
new to them. Like
Yeah.
we've been getting our alcohol
Well, and
permits
it was
for
new to
years
us as
now.
well. This is the first time we've done it,
Yeah.
and we apologize for the angst that this has caused. But we're just trying
Showing.
we're trying to protect everyone, though. That's the problem, is we were in a position where we were caught between a rock and a hard place, and we had to come out and do what was right and try to protect the public. And
Yeah, Rock the
and-
Dock has grown so much
Oh,
they
yeah.
had to move to Woolley
That's
Park,
right.
and it's
That's
a whole
right.
new world.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, any other questions? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Any discussion?
No.
I got one question, maybe for the attorney. Just as far as the amount, whether we're at $1 million or whether we're at $2 million, county is still protected by a $250,000 statutory cap, right? So,
Well, in theory, yes. So, I mean, it's you do have the statute there. The county, in theory, is protected up to $250,000 by that waiver, but things don't always work out like that in theory.
so above that, let's say it goes beyond that and someone gets a judgment, then it would have to go to the legislature to approve
Yeah.
in excess of that
Yeah, and that's
$250,000.
so the policy also, like that, the sovereign immunity waiver just protects the county. So I believe the policy here also protects the people putting on the event too, in
Right.
case something happens. So
Right. So I guess that's the major thing, is whether or not us requiring $1 million or $2 million is providing additional protection for the organizations themselves, because I don't know it's going to greatly impact the county.
Doesn't affect the county. I don't know why we're so strong about how much we charge, how much insurance they have to get, if it doesn't affect the county.
Yeah, I mean, if they'd have to go through court, and then go through the legislature, and then we're still maxed
And
out.
we had to do something wrong.
Exactly.
Well, according to legal, when we were going through this, legal also wanted it to be at 3 million as well as FAC. They asked for it to be as high as possible.
Right.
I didn't ask the question about sovereign immunity, but, so I'm assuming there is some exposure that the county could possibly have.
And my thinking, and I mean, we got an attorney, I'm just a layman, but my thinking, if you got a $3 million policy out there, then there's a bigger pot to go after, so it certainly kind of eliminates some of the risk off of the county, because they're going to go off of the deeper pockets there, but, I don't know. I mean, I probably wouldn't be
It's y'all's
opposed to
call.
$1
If you
million.
want to take it to $1 million, you can do that.
Well, $1.5 million is what I was hoping we would settle on, but
Well, they normally write million, 2 million.
not even numbers,
Yeah,
or
even
whole
numbers.
numbers.
Even numbers, so, but that's up to you guys. There's, like I told you, when FAC told me it was $1 million, 2 million's better, 3 million's great.
Yeah.
So they would accept $1 million, just out of curiosity?
Sure,
I mean,
it's up to you guys.
I wouldn't be opposed. We got $2 million on the table, but I wouldn't be opposed to switching it to $1 million.
I'm fine with $1 million.
I'm fine with $1 million.
I'll change my motion to $1 million then.
All right,
Second.
Second?
there you go.
So help
Thanks for coming.
Bless you.
That should make
And that makes it
$500
easier for us. That actually is better for us.
Okay, good.
Good.
We're good.
For year-round.
Very
That
good.
works.
I didn't even think about the sovereign immunity, Ralph. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
I didn't either.
I think
Well, and it's a
good.
risk, but yet I think it's something that, like the City of Tallahassee, they're currently $1 million. They're looking at going to 2, but they're currently $1 million for their special event, so.
City is $1 million, huh?
Yeah. Now, City of Pensacola's $2 million.
Well,
And, Destin, they're $2 million, and so a lot of these
They
folks
got
have
a lot
these
more
bigger
exposure,
events. But
yeah.
they have also a larger pool and a larger exposure.
Well, Pensacola and Destin have spring breakers, so.
Right, that's right.
Exactly.
A lot more crazies.
Any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Opposed? Passes 4-0. Discussion items by commissioner?
I just want to know, if any of y'all had any questions about what my agenda item about that trying to swap to get the road relocated? Everybody knows where it's at and everything, and
We haven't sent the final agenda.
We haven't sent it out
Yeah.
yet.
I haven't
it was in the
even-
draft.
I hadn't even seen it yet.
The item's in the draft, but the paperwork isn't.
I mean, you want me
Talk
to
about it.
briefly talk about it? Yeah, actually, it was Cleve's idea years ago, I think. Remember, the intersection that, a lot of people use Wakulla Springs Highway to go to work, right? They'll come down, they'll turn right on Bloxham coming home, they'll turn left on
Yes.
Spring Creek Highway. We thought about, instead of doing that, go straight across Bloxham, get some land from the state to realign
Just
Spring
straighten
Creek
it out.
Highway, where it's straight in, you go down and you straight shot down. You don't have to go right and then left, which eliminates that intersection, it eliminates traffic on Old Shell Point Road. It does a lot of things.
To go through the YMCA, is that what you're
Nope.
talking about?
You're gonna have to go over Bloxham and then go down a little bit to go past the wetlands, okay?
No,
Hardly wetlands.
you're talking about coming up from,
I'm talking about heading south. If you're going
heading south, you'll go past
Go
Block.
Tallahassee home.
You're gonna cut over before
Nope,
you
you're
get to
gonna go-
Cherokee Sink or after?
You're gonna get to Bloxham, right? You're gonna go across Bloxham, and you're
Right.
gonna go about half a mile, quarter of a mile, just to get past that wetland.
Start veering
Then you
east
veer
or
right.
west.
Yep, west, and then, skid back into Spring Creek Highway. Now, I think, maybe it was Cleve's idea, or, I don't know if it was my idea about, well, what would make the state want to give us 200-foot of right-of-way there?
That's why Cherokee Sink, though, if you're going that way.
No, it cut in way before Cherokee.
Yeah, it'd be
Way
way
Yeah,
before.
but you're going over the wetland that goes from YMCA camp to.
No.
No,
Go,
south of that.
go east of where you're at. Not at that intersection. You're thinking of Spring Creek and Bloxham. I'm talking about up at Wakulla Springs
Where the
Highway in
caution line
Bloxham.
is. So go ahead and cross over where the caution line is at
Uh-huh.
61.
And you go past that, you go on down south.
But
like
you'd
you
be
go
going
travel
between,
south, Then you turn right on the upland of some pines.
you'd be going between Indian Springs and Cherokee Sink.
Right, exactly, you're
Passing
going between.
between those two.
Let me draw a map real quick.
Is there that much?
All right, that's Wakulla Springs Highway coming south from Tallahassee, right? Right now, you gotta take a right, then go here, right? Indian Springs is here. I'm talking about coming across like this and then go over like that. Oh, this is all cut over upland. because there's a little creek right here.
Think you could stay in the uplands?
Yeah, we've
absolutely.
got, a while back, we had it, we had actual curve put in
You
it.
showed me the
Yeah,
drawing one
yeah.
Now, here's the secret key, though. The thing that I talked to the state about, and this is why I'm bringing it up to the board now, was, you know, when you cross Wakulla Springs Highway, you go across, that road keeps going all the way to basically Mysterious Waters area, right? It stops at Spring. It's not a very heavily traveled road. It's 200 foot of right-of-way. If we could somehow do a land swap with them, because they'd love to have that land, so then their park wouldn't be cut in half.
What land would we be giving them?
The right-of-way of the road.
Okay, so we would close down that existing
We
road.
would close that whole existing road.
Okay.
Just a thought. Now, or maybe we could say, we got 200 foot of right-of-way, we'll narrow it down to 60 feet of right-of-way, the county will keep the road open, and you get the other 120 feet, but I don't think they're gonna go for that.
They probably won't go for that.
They're looking
'cause
for
they got it
animals
now.
to be able to cross the road safely.
That'd be a benefit to them.
It would unify the park. There would no longer be a county road bisecting it north-south. And what I'm gonna bring up is to David get all he can out of the state. If we can get, 20, 30, 40 acres up there plus the right-of-way, I think it'd be a great benefit to our citizens commuting to avoid that dangerous intersection. I hate using that word, but it is dangerous.
Oh, it is.
It's on a curve and there's log trucks coming and everything.
Kill there.
And it'd be a straight shot, be a direct north-south route from Leon County to the coast.
And try to swap it
still
so they
gonna be
don't
a
have any
dangerous
land
intersection 'cause
west
there's
of the
no-
road. So we're not splitting their land again. We take everything to the west of the road.
If they'll give it to us,
Yes, that's the idea, you're exactly right, the road and everything to the west.
We're not splitting another piece of their land.
That's
it would
right.
be a very small piece split off, even if it was split off compared
Right.
to what's right now, is it's bisected right in
All
half.
the way down, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get the acreage right, such that we're not taking park lands.
Well, they're gonna be giving us park lands for the right-of-way.
We'd
Yeah,
probably
but
give more than they take.
Basically,
out.
We're gonna give
reducing
more.
If you're gonna have to give them more acreage than we're getting.
I would think so.
Okay.
I don't know, because remember, the big benefit they're getting is they're getting rid of that road goes down the middle of their park, and maybe they'll make it a bike trail.
I was gonna say, they talked about making it a bike
100 acres of
trail.
road, maybe?
I don't think it's that much, but
Yeah,
I
I
did,
mean-
I took the initiative to call the guy with because I know Elva Peppers is on the board of the Florida, what is it,
It's not the-
Lands,
Yeah.
and she gave me the guy's number. I called him, and he responded back. He said, we had a meeting about your proposal, and we're not opposed to it. So they're very interested in it. And I
It'd be
think
good for the park, because then they can shut that down and
it'd be good for
and
the park.
unify it, like you're saying, and then this also, when we talked to them initially, the park ranger that was there, and I forgot the guy, he's there now still, there's a lot of conflicts with bears and deer and cars and all that stuff in that area, and they said that's just one of the heavier populated areas where there's a lot of animal crossings, and if they can do away with that and turn it into a bike trail, that's better for the entire park.
And if we could somehow get it where the Wakulla Springs Highway is the through road and Bloxham has to stop for it, just like Crawford Highway used to be, then I think it's basically a great improvement to the route, north-south route for our people that go to work. Now, who's not gonna like it? People that live in Mysterious Waters and River Plantations. You.
I'd be okay with it. I go the other way.
You'd have to go down to Max Meats
Max, yeah.
instead of taking the shortcut through the,
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be
It works if you take, for commuting, if you make Bloxham the stop road instead of the...
Right.
That'd probably be hard to
which the
do.
state's not gonna wanna do, but,
Yeah.
if the traffic counts are there, the traffic counts are there, because, you got to see the people in the morning going to work, they're gonna take the kids to school, there's a ton of people, and that would eliminate the hated, by me, three-way stop signs on Old Shell Point Road,
Take them up.
because hardly anybody would go that route anymore, when you can just go straight shot from Wakulla Gardens, or from Spring, or Shell Point, straight to Tallahassee. These guys love it, look at them, they love it. What would Trump say right now? It's a fabulous, what's his buzzword?
Bigly idea.
I can't even remember the words he would use.
Beautiful. Be beautiful.
Beautiful, it'll be beautiful.
It'll be
There you
beautiful, yeah.
But anyway, I just want to give y'all a heads up in case you want to do a little checking and looking and thinking about it. That's what it is.
I think it's good.
Have to see it on the map.
And they're very receptive to it, and my main point is try to get David to squeeze them for everything we can,
Oh,
because
I'm good at that.
they're getting a lot. They're getting their part unified,
We'll get
Somebody I
everything
know
we can.
just did this to get a
And the
road.
funding. And the
The question is, who's receptive to it? Because the DEP in town might be receptive and,
The park is
park is the one-
success.
This is Division of Florida Lands.
Their initial
Yeah,
thing
but-
was they were good. 'Cause we ran
They've
this by the
they've
park
already met
ranger
with the
and-
trails people,
Yeah.
they've met with the park people. Apparently, I wasn't in any meetings, but all I got was the email, that said, "We have had a staff meeting, and we are not opposed to your idea." And this is just to codify it with the board, so David can move ahead,
Makes sense for the park.
and nobody's trying to do something
Makes perfect sense
off
for
the
the park.
record or whatever. We're not approving anything, just simply see what kind of deal he can work out. And if we like it, we like it, if we don't, we don't.
Would it take the pressure off that road with all the stop signs on
They
Yeah,
take
yeah,
all
that's
the
what they're
pressure
talking
off of
about,
it.
it? Yeah.
travel-wise, it would be a real benefit. And I can see it be a real advantageous to wildlife in the park because of the lack of the kill zone, of the, that occurs on the...
We already got rid of Wakulla Springs Cutoff. That was a county-maintained road, remember? We just stopped, we got rid of Wakulla Aaron, where it went through Cherokee. We got nothing out of that. That was a county-maintained road also. So, you know, we're owed something. Anyway, that's just a heads up.
Sounds good. Any other discussion items?
Motion to adjourn.
Stand adjourned. Thank you all for coming out.